INFJs are empathetic, patient listeners, and loyal friends, but they may shut down when others push them too far. On the other hand, there is a contradictory side, which is cold, close, and it can be extremely difficult for people to win them back as a friend when that relationship between both of you becomes strained. In this video, we are going to tell you about the infamous INFJ's door slam, which is complex and misunderstood behavior. But before understanding the INFJ door slam, you need to know more about INFJ personality type. Consisting of introverted, intuitive, feeling, and judging preferences, INFJ tend to sense or know things before anyone confirms them. The combination of intuitions and feeling in particular means that INFJ is wonderful at giving advice because they may come up with a solution to a friend's problem before anyone else can, or at least offer some invaluable insight. However, when INFJs make a loyal friend with strong empathy, they might not express that how they are feeling even to their dearest friends. Since they are private and hate conflict, this personality type can go for weeks or months without addressing pain points in the relationship. As they are the counselor personality, it's uncommon for them to become overwhelmed, unresolved feeling and arguments in their life. So what is INFJ door slam? The door slam meaning is simply cutting the people out of your life. It's commonly affixed with INFJ personality because they are prone to serving relationship more frequently than other people. When something instigates this act, they block out their emotions and treat the individual like they don't exist. In other words, they end any form of closeness with this person. The door slam can also be described as when an INFJ goes quiet. It has two ways, intense manner or mild manners. Like INFJ may find it hard to slam the door completely on a family member or co-worker merely because they see each other frequently. In this case, they make close to be emotionally distant around the people. However, in severe condition where proximity isn't an issue, INFJ can choose to slam the door with acts like deleting a person's picture, unfollowing them on social media, or acting like they never existed in their life. Breakup in case of relationship is an example of that. Why the infamous door slam is only related to INFJs? Well, there are some reasons behind that. The INFJ feels that the friendship or relationship has become too one-sided. The first and the most common scenario occurs when people take advantage of an INFJ's kindness to the point of exhausting them. Once the relationship begins to feel one-sided, it takes a big toll on the sensitive INFJ and they will start to pull back. The process is a slow one, but once they have realized the relationship isn't adding anything positive to their life, they will decide to distance themselves emotionally and physically. Although an INFJ may hold on to a relationship as long as they can, there may come a time when they feel misunderstood by those they care about. When this happens, an INFJ doesn't feel accepted for who they are, and feeling misunderstood or unaccepted is one of the worst things for an INFJ. They know that no one can ever understand them entirely, but when there is a lack of the most basic level of understanding, they start to cut people out and shut out without even thinking about it. Like if somebody makes a claim about their character, their values, or their competence, it's a major red flag for them that begins the door slam process unless a conversation happens to remedy the relationship. If an INFJ ever found that somebody is taking advantage of their kindness, they have their limits. As generous, giving, loyal, and patient as they are, they observe those people who are in it only for the benefits and won't hesitate to cut ties with those who take advantage of their good and generous nature. When the relationship becomes too painful and one-sided totally, one partner generally does more than the other in a relationship. While this is normal and acceptable, but INFJ partner will become resentful if they give far more than they get in return. Like everyone else, they want to be feel seen, heard, loved, and respected. And INFJ has zero tolerance for those people who try to dominate them. An INFJ personality type has extroverted feeling as one of its core cognitive functions. Therefore, these individuals would rather inconvenience themselves to make other people happy. Such behavior make them easy to be around but also attract the narcissist. People who thrive on control and dominance might victimize individuals like INFJs. When the relationship becomes toxic, an INFJ person can only protect themselves by being physically and emotionally distant from the partner. INFJs are empathetic in nature, which also make them sensitive. They sometimes care about people too much and are filled with intense emotions. The side way of being sensitive is that you would eventually feel pain differently. When a sensitive person says it hurts, understand that they are processing the agony at much greater level than an average individual. Since INFJs are aware of their susceptible nature, they often block out immense negative energy by slamming doors. Now check out the stages of INFJ slam door. Toxicity alert. More relationships that end up with an INFJ door slam often involve unbearable situations. Disagreements are bound to happen between friends, partners, and even loved ones. However, persistent disputes often lead to a deep emotional turbulence, which might be too hard on an INFJ, giving them second chance. INFJ people are insightful and caring, and empathetic as well, which also help them to see things from different angles and different perspective. They would rather give people second chance to prove themselves than make certain judgments on the spot. Even with the repeated disagreement, conflicts, and argument, they have high hopes that things will work out and will take brighter turn. Resentment and emotional attachment. INFJs are very aware of the motivation of others, so when someone refuses to engage in self-reflection or continue to make the same errors, INFJ will grow to resent the pity party and manipulative game. They will still try to look for the best and still try to guide their friend in the right direction. They simply have lower tolerance for the other individuals. But when an INFJ deals with a turbulent situation for far too long, they slowly become emotionally distant. They neither feel hate nor anger, but slowly void themselves of any emotion. In the long run, they understand that the only way to cope with the situation is to eventually stop feeling anything for them. The door slam. Often a small gesture will break your INFJ and cause them to slam the door. The final straw is often one otherwise harmless encounter, conversation, or even one sentence. At this point, INFJ will decide that it is no longer worth investing their limited resources for human interaction into this person. The door slam is often silent, but it will be merciless. And now it's the final stage, the fallout. Ongoing interaction with someone your INFJ have slammed the door on will be harsh. Where they once had patience, they will now be bluntly intolerant. They will not try to hide this. INFJ will be offended by everything the person who has received the door slam says and does. They will overreact, they will be angry. But it is unlikely that INFJ will engage in a direct confrontation. They do not think that argument or talking to that person is worth their time. That person is now effectively dead in their eyes and no more there.